Okay. They stopped. Excuse me. They stopped. They're trying to get me to cough. Just where I throw up. They did this to me in high school. They told me, the fucking doctors told me I had bronchitis. And then they told me I had acute bronchitis. I went circled. And medicinal. I went to Sutter Gold in Modesto, California. I went to the emergency room for this crap. I was in high school, so it had to be 2014, 2015. It was in the beginning. I think it was my senior year, so... Oh, dear Lord. Sorry. Not really. These freaking a-holes are using the weapons on me. They're using the weapons on me because... Look what I found. This dude. I'm not going to show you my email, but this dude. Look it up. He's... That's, This is, Hold on. They've been messing with my body and experimenting on my body since I was a kid. Since I was a minor. These people... This is Donald Rumsfeld. He is Defense Secretary for the Department of Defense. This is General Richard Meyers. Right now at this section of the point, they're talking about these weapons, these what is it called? The directed energy technology is what the lady said, and high-powered microwave technology. They're getting pissed off because of all the stuff that I'm getting. It really starts at about 1950. I put it at about 1950 if I were you. And you will hear, I'm at 21 something. If you listen to it, really listen to it, and listen to it slowly, he says a lot of crap. And then watch how this guy reacts. Every single time, just watch how he freaking reacts. Watch it over a few times, so you'll see exactly what I mean. I heard police sirens for a few seconds. They stopped for a little bit, like maybe 10-15 seconds. They stopped, and then they put on their sirens again for like 2 to 4 seconds, and then they stopped again. Then I started coughing violently and uncontrollably. This is what they put me through in high school. I had to go to 2 different hospitals. I went to freaking Sutter, and I guess they didn't really like me much there or whatever. And then I was forced to go over to Memorial as well. I don't know what they're doing to my throat. And they're making my genitals tingle right now. Like crazy. I think there's a lot more to these weapons that we don't know about. They've been making us more sick. It's not your fault, Mom. And the right part of my chest, my lung or something, my chest is hurting. Very sharp pain. This is ridiculous. They're trying to stress me out. Look what time it is. Look what freaking time it is. These people are freaking crazy, man. They're crazy. Again. C-SPAN. August 9th. You can look up his name. Ronald Rumsfeld. Or just look up, here. If you go, hold on. Okay. They're hitting me with a weapon again. I'm feeling sick. I'm feeling lightheaded. And they're trying to make me pee. But if you go here, I don't know exactly where I found this part, but if you go here, you do that, or you can just type the date, which again was August 5th, August 9th, 2002. Okay. August 9th, 2002. And then, you should find this video. Again, he's wearing a tan or beige suit. Look at his, what is that, left hand? And he has a blue tie. Look at his face. He's just like, oh, frick. There's that. Okay. And then down here, it kind of has the, what it is that they're saying. They're hurting my chest. They're trying to make me cough again. They made me have this. Because I was thinking about saying even before COVID, it came out. And so they made me cough more. These are really violent coughs, and someone's coming in from the east part of the parking lot, and they sped up so my camera wouldn't catch the vehicle that it was. And then they stopped over at the parking lot, on the west part of the parking lot, or behind the building. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't care. They're starting to harass my dad too. He found nails in his freaking tires. 2 nails. One really long one and one kind of small one, but the long one was very smooth, where the smaller one, about this big, the smaller one was had those ringlets or whatever on it. Still trying to make me cough. I think they've been controlling people, controlling guys, or threatening them, forcing them to do things. Some guys in my life, and I think they might have done that to this one dude and his family. You know what? I think they might have. I don't know. I don't want to say his name because I'm not 100% sure. Now they're trying to do a noise campaign outside with their truck. This is a noise campaign, by the way. They're starting to do direct conversation. I don't know if the camera's getting it though. earlier. I don't know if you can see earlier. They had one of their windows. Oh, that looks really creepy. Ew, is that me? I think that's me. Oh, that looks creepy. Hold on. Oh, I just closed it violently, but that, the person across from us, they have their, they do this a lot where they'll have it, like, just one of the blinds open, like, almost like that, or for their window blinds. They'll do that, and then they'll do this stupid color thing too with the lights. Stupid. They're just mad because of the stuff that I'm getting. And then they keep saying, oh, I'm lucky, and then they keep also saying, just let her, as if they're giving me permission to do this stuff. Can you believe that? We live in the country of the free, the land of the free, and they're trying to boss me around on the information. They're trying to essentially allow, quote unquote, allow me. They're allowing me to get this information and to give this information to other people. This is the land of the free. They're trying to control my First Amendment rights. And this isn't okay. And they're, what is it called? They're breaking the Constitution. They're breaking so many damn laws, man. My first, and I think someone was saying, it was the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendments. And I forgot why, but yeah. I think it could be that guy, the 7v5 3300 guy as well. Now they're threatening me, saying be careful. So, at about right here is when she asks another question as well, or gives a comment about the do weapons, saying, well, it sounds like you're willing to experiment. You should watch this video because he literally talks about how with the UAVs, I think, unmanned aerial vehicles, in Afghanistan, and again, this is back in 2002, in Afghanistan, about how they, without authorized use, so they didn't have any authorization to use those vehicles over in Afghanistan, they still used them. And they were still in the developmental stage. They were not fully prepared to use them. They were not fully developed yet. And then Richard here stands up. He starts to actually fill in, and then he essentially takes the lead from Donald, and then he is essentially saying like, oh, that he's opened up enough with what she's asking. And while, maybe I'll show you, 'cause it's kind of funny. Watch his face. This is kind of funny. Oh, I have to press play on here. I was gonna pause the video.
As was the case with the unmanned aerial vehicles.
But you sound like you're willing to experiment.
I think that's the point, and I think that we have,
Look
I
at his
think,
face.
from the beginning of this conflict, I think General Franks has been very open to looking at new things if there are.
And he drinks the water. He looks worried. He looks so worried and so concerned. That shit is too funny. Oops, sorry. My apologies for cursing, but that crap is way too funny. And then, they're hurting me right now, making my muscles twitch. Hold on, so I skipped a bit, but he's still finishing, and then he calls on someone else, essentially trying to get the attention away from that comment and questions.
Wrung out, and I think that's not referring to these two particular cases of directed energy or high-powered microwave, but sure, and
yes,
we'll continue to do that.
Like you said, that
Okay, so here's another video. Oh, maybe I should show the, hold up. Here's what it looks like.
It's written about in the book of Revelation. Could it ever happen? The answer is, unfortunately, yes. Total.
Okay.
Listen, it's shocking. It's written about in the book of Revelation. Could it ever happen? The answer is, unfortunately, yes. Total population control. Bill Binney says that's what the National Security Agency wants. He should know. He was technical director of that agency and worked there for more than 30 years. He became one of their top analysts, perhaps the best code breaker in America, before he resigns because of their domestic spying programs. He's with us now from...
What was that? Domestic spying programs. Not one program, multiple. More than one. Believe this crap? He literally just said it. If you guys want more information, I suggest you follow William Binney, or Bill Binney. This dude here. Oh, he's a whistleblower, and again, just like he said, he worked for the NSA for more than 30 years, and he ended his career as a technical director.
Business. It's actually a totalitarian process that's been used down through history. I mean, that's what totalitarian dictators, states, that's what they want to do. They want to know everything about the population so they can control it. That was the idea behind the Soviet Union, the East German Stasi. That was their idea, and the Gestapo and the SS, and down through history, many others.
Is our stuff more...
So it's something that it provides the opportunity to monitor everybody in the country, in fact, most everybody in the world, in near real time throughout the day. And that's really 1984 on steroids, really.
All right, now listen.
That call is recorded and stored, and what we call graft, that is building relationships. That's one of the real problems here. This is a violation of your First Amendment rights. Under the Constitution, you have the right to assemble, free assembly, which means that it doesn't say you have the right to free assembly as long as the government knows about it, which is what's happening when the telecommunications companies turn over all their records of phone calls to and from with duration. That tells them everybody you're contacting, your whole social network on the phone, because it's a simple matter of doing a reverse lookup to see who that is that you're calling.
You quit the agency because you said what they were doing is unconstitutional. That is clearly unconstitutional. But why does the government keep on doing it?
That's the reason I've been able to, at least from what I can see in the public domain, is they're doing it for law enforcement worldwide. And actually, the main users of this data are in fact the FBI and the Drug Enforcement Administration and other law enforcement agencies in the country. And they use this data to find criminal activity, and then they go arrest people based on this information. Then they have to do a parallel construction, which means they use normal policing techniques that they would be expected to use to find evidence that would justify and show probable cause for an arrest. The NSA data in the courts. In fact, that's one of the things that happened in challenging that process. Was one of the lawsuits was Amnesty International versus Clapper, and that made it to the Supreme Court. And the only way they got rid of that was to basically lie to the Supreme Court and say that, well, if anybody had any of this data used against them in the court of law or anything, that the defendants would be told. And that was simply a lie. Nobody has been told to date.
Here is the really important part that you really need to...
All right, when I think of this, it's just horrible, but do they give this information to the IRS?
That's the other problem. The Drug Enforcement Administration has a special unit, the Special Operations Division, the SOD, and that division is supposed to, its primary purpose is to look into the NSA data to find criminality and criminal activity. The members of that are the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, of course DEA, DHS, and the IRS. Now that means that the IRS has actually has access to all the data of the social networks of everybody in the country, because NSA builds those in the databases that they have from the billing data or the contact data that's provided by the telecommunications companies. So this, in effect, allows them, if they're interested in stopping anybody getting a 501c3 application in for tax-exempt status.
That could be anything, so like a organization or a group of people.
For say, someone in the Tea Party or the Occupy group or any religious group attempting to get 501c3 or tax-exempt status, they could look into that mapped, graphed relationships and see if you're a part of any organization that they perhaps want to stonewall or slow-roll and prevent from becoming politically active. And that's what's been going on. They've had access to this data, and one person was testifying in the House and Judiciary Committee, I believe it was, about some of the questions they were being asked by the IRS. And one of the questions that was asked that gave me the idea that they were using this information was this one person was asked, what is their relationship with another person? That was a specific name. Well, the question I had was not what was their relationship, but how did the IRS know about that relationship? The only way I could think of that they would know was be through this access to the data in NSA, where all that information is mapped out.
So what you're saying is the NSA slips this stuff to them, they read it and get a clue, and then they go through their normal procedures and act like they didn't get the information, they got it from another source.
So, funny. So, I think he said, I don't know if he said it or not, I didn't catch it yet. I don't know if he says it then or says it later, but he mentions that court was the year before, so it should have happened somewhere in 2019. Just want to give that in there.
So they pull the wool over Congress. You know, the congressman. Yes, go ahead.
And they also use that in court, which means, in my sense, that means they're perjuring themselves in court. So I call that a planned program perjury policy run by the Department of Justice of the United States.
Okay, so just in case, this is Merriam-Webster. Perjury: the voluntary violation of an oath or vow, either by swearing to what is untrue or by omission to do what has been promised under oath, false swearing. More definitions: the crime of willfully or knowingly making a false statement about a material fact while under oath, an act of committing such a crime, the violation of any oath, vow, or solemn affirmation, specifically in law, the willful utterance of false testimony under oath or affirmation before a competent tribunal upon a point material to a legal inquiry. False swearing: the deliberate giving of false or misleading testimony under oath. Criminal offense of making false statements under oath. So again, this is what the IRS did.
You know, I'm horrified at all this, and I'm sure the average American, you know, most of the congressmen they come out of neighborhoods and they're elected by the people. Do you think Congress has even a clue as to what you're talking about?
Probably not a complete clue, but I think that's part of the reason that Representatives Amos and Conyers got a coalition of members of the House to try to unfund NSA's activity last year. They almost made it by about 12 votes. They lost 12 by 12 votes, but they came pretty close for a first try. So there is a move in Congress to limit and stop this, and it really is all of this activity it's unconstitutional under the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendments.
Before he continues, I think it'd be good for us to try to not only contact our, I've heard from other individuals that are also being targeted, to contact your city council members and also contact your congressmen. And let me see. There's a website, hold on. Boop, right here. So I literally just looked, contact Congressmen, find your representative, house.gov. Okay, then you just type in your zip code. Oops. Just type in your zip code, and then you'll be able to find them.
The first, because they're giving your associations and everything, the government is collecting that data. The fourth, because they're looking at the content. It's not just metadata that they're collecting. It really is all of this activity. It's unconstitutional under the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendments. The first, because they're giving your associations and everything, the government is collecting that data. The fourth, because they're looking at the content. It's not just metadata that they're collecting; it's content also. And the fifth, because they're using data that the content of data that you pass between your friends and neighbors, and use that against you in a court of law. That's a violation of the Fifth Amendment. That is to have you can claim the Fifth Amendment not to testify against yourself. Well, that's a violation of that too.
How come some little guy didn't come after you in the middle of the night, or have they?
So that's what I was talking about earlier when I was mentioning about how it's against the First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. And I know so far in California, they have, for Richard, California, and for Berkeley, California, they have passed laws or bills stating that if you're a whistleblower, they can reward you for letting the city know who these people are that are organized stalking or organized harassing you. So, and that's that kind of surprised me a lot when I found out it was California. So, pretty happy about that. And they just did something to my phone. I literally stopped recording it. I think his eyes were closed, and I don't know what time it was. I'll have to look back at the video. But yeah. And they're currently hitting me with the dew weapon. I feel very dizzy and I'm getting slightly nauseous. But I just kind of, I don't know, they might have lowered my, what is it called? My blood, is it blood sugar or something? You know, when you feel like you're about to faint or something. And real quick, I really like this video. I love the lyrics. They're away from me down.
Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples.
Here it is.
The clone rappers, with the artists in prison to silence their vision, genetic copies going home after. They look different, eyes shifted, smile missing, skin lifted. It's scientific. If they can't control you, they erase the old. You get your duplication to enforce the mess.
Again, if they can't control you. Here we go again with the control.
They clone Gucci, clone Kodak, clone Eminem. He ain't raps his encore, know that. Clone the rappers when they overdose to keep making money from producing more tracks. The game is a sham, turning the artists who challenge the sacrificial lambs. The labels and devils are shaking hands, creating our artisan labs. If they killed the rappers who were spitting truth, they wouldn't have a messenger to reach the youth. So they duplicate physically, implant abilities, replicate tattoos and cloning facilities. Indie contracts say worldwide, label contracts say universal. For all of time in all forms, they own all your music, your image, your name, and your person. Weird, right? I know you don't think that is facts, but for 50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your dog or your dying cat.
What if human cloning actually exists? While being in a music video, MacDonald exposes human cloning. Let me know your thoughts on this.
Illuminati knows the answers, taking bone samples.
Illuminati knows the answers. I think that says a lot right there again with the elite. And another thing that you guys should probably look into is this company, BlackRock. I kid you not. You need to look into them. Look at their investments. Look at who they're investing in. Look at how many stocks they have, how much stock they own, and what is the percent of the company that they own. I promise you will not regret watching either of these videos. You should see how much of the media that they own. It's it's just what the hell. And then you also find out about why the housing market has gone up so much, and there's so much ridiculous inflation on the housing market, and why it's so bloody expensive. And now they're going to try to do this over in Ukraine because of the war. Should also look at these. These are people. This is when Obama was in office. Should look for Mr. Liberty Justice. Let's see, where is it at? These two. And now they're doing a noise campaign outside. So, study of bioethical issues. So this is where they actually went to, I think this one's in New York. I don't remember where this one's at, but I'm pretty sure this one's in New York. But they I think they went to go talk to their city council members, or they went to talk to Congress, but they were completely ignored. This was back in 2011, and I believe I had a friend tell me that Obama knew about this because of this, these two things, and they did nothing. He did absolutely nothing about it. Obama. Meanwhile, Trump, now I don't agree with everything about him, but Trump, if you look on his website, okay, here's his website, right? Okay. You scroll. I'm Your Voice, America First. All the way down. Look, it's the only one that's a gray color. Dismantle the deep state. President Trump will drain the swamp once and for all and restore government by the people. He will end the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We will conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul of the federal bureaucracies to clean out the rot and corruption of Washington, D.C. It's right there on his freaking thing. Him and his family are actually victims of this, the organized stalking as well. I mean, you have to really think about it. If the government is willing to not only use people that have worked for the government, or people that are working for the government, and they're willing to use these weapons on them, you really, honest to God, think that they wouldn't dare use it on the common people. And I don't want to say citizen, because this is happening all over in the whole world. Already, Snowden, he already, he put it out there how, or the media, whatever the hell, found out about how the FBI was actually, I don't know her name, but they were actually spying on a German woman, a German diplomat or something. They had hacked into her phone, and they were listening and recording all of her conversations. Good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much, and have a great day.